Alright, here we go with a clean up, mat clean up. Alright, it's already going, so just it's going, alright.
And yeah.
I got you. Alright. Hey, hi Chris. Well, we're here this afternoon and he's about ready to do a little retrievement on this gold hog. We're gonna see how it ends up. And well, here's Chris in action. So what are we doing first, Chris?
Well, first thing we gotta do is like undo the bolts back here that hold the mat.
Right, okay.
The box. There's 2 bolts with a butterfly.
And that's one of the main deals, isn't it? One of the main things, how this machine works, operates, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, the key thing about this is the mat.
Right.
And you know, there's like 7 different types of mat. I think this almost has like every mat that they make, because you know, it's got the.
But this is the newest state-of-the-art, shall we say, top of the line.
Last year they just went into production with 2 new models of mat, which one was like more of like a river dredging type mat.
And this one is proven to probably work the best out of the 2. You probably.
Well, I've been wanting to buy this for my Joby or this matting for my Joby ever since I've seen it. But
So,
the way they sell the matting, I mean, because if you look at the matting, you know, each 6 inches is a different type of mat.
I noticed that.
And they sell the mat in, I believe it's 11 inches. This is as wide as the stuff comes.
Okay.
Which this is what, a 12-inch tray or whatever?
I'm not too sure. Anyway, it's got to be at least 18 inches, I would say, or better.
Yeah, when I put the level up to it, that's only like 18 inches, I think. So.
Right. Right.
I think. But anyway.
But basically, the design of the mat is probably the best gold collector that we know of today. It's been proven by what's his name?
Well, the guy's name's Doc.
Uh-huh.
His name is Doc. Main guy out there in Georgia.
And I'm sure he's been at this all his life.
Yeah, or at least the last 10, 15 years.
Oh, right on. He came up with this mat to make it a circular vortex to where the gold actually.
Well, yeah, it took the normal type, you know, black mat that most people, when they see this mat, they say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that before."
Right.
But that's really just the last 6 inches. Or the overlap. I mean, go ahead and show them the.
We're going to show you guys, yeah.
Yeah, get in there and show it. I mean, because that's what most people are familiar with when they talk about the.
Your basic mat. Your
rubber, black rubber mat.
Right. And now I'm going to scan it as we go up here. We're going to show you the difference in changes, which slows the riffles and makes it do what the riffle's supposed to do.
Each riffle,
which causes a certain type of vortex which collects the gold.
Oh yeah, it wants a different size of material.
Different size of material, exactly. Right on. So anyway, folks, this is what we're looking at here. You can see the difference in changes as the mat goes up the sluice box. It's really, you can see how it's creating a circular vortex where your dirt is actually going to roll and roll and roll 3 or 4 several times before it actually gets spit out, which is actually spit out towards the bottom anyway, I believe. Right, Chris?
Well, actually, it's like it collects on the back side of these ripples.
See?
And the way the indentations are, and there's fine gold just gets stuck into
and it gets stuck in there. And so what are we after today? Right on, but we're after the finer stuff, aren't we?
Well, actually, that's our goal, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's why I got this mat. And this big of a machine because you've got all this flood gold that's very
within the flood zone.
homogeneous.
Right.
Throughout most of the material. So, I mean,
Regardless whether you're looking for the big gold or not, you know, if you're in the flood zone anyway, with this type of a mat, you know you're going to collect at least the flood gold.
right. And do it with high production.
Exactly. Right.
And, you know, it's pretty easy to where, you know, you're not having to, you know, put your shovel on every vein.
Right on. I understand. I hear what you're saying.
You know, you could, I mean, you know, the Fish and Game guys were out here just last week, and we had to set up.
Had to fix things up a little bit, but
Well, you know, they could have gave us a treatment.
right, and they didn't though.
They could have gave us a treatment.
Right.
But, you know, we're trying to do things right.
Exactly. That's what most important, you know, is.
But, you know, we're also taking into consideration your objectives.
Well, my point of view is to just restore the streams as best that we can. You know, at the same time as we're doing mining, because my theory is the fish are having an awful hard time right now because we have had no flood water in the last, well, since 1997. So you have to figure that's a lot of years that we have no gravel for the fish to create their spawning habitat and whatnot and do their thing. You know, so in my mind, dredging ultimately is helping create pebbles that are loosenly enough so fish can do their thing and reprocreate rather than but die when they get here because they can't, you know, they're already to their end point as it is, you know.
Right.
And
Alright, what's the limit?
yeah, and when they get up here and find that there's no gravel or anything enough for them to lay their eggs, they die. They die without spawning, and that really upsets me. But all in all, I think we're doing a good thing here as far as the right size gravel going back into the area.
Removing this invasive vegetation.
Great. Yeah, that's exactly. Yep.
And what was it that the watershed guys from the tribe was in that there were actually steelhead?
There's actually steelhead in this creek, yes. And as you can see where we're standing, people, you can take a very good look. How is a steelhead or any type of fish, at that matter, going to get up the mouth?
When we started, I don't know how they would have made it.
They would have never made it up here. There's just no way. And this is what low water is causing for our fish, my people. So take time and consider what we're saying here about the whole project and all. You know, mining ain't as bad as as people think it is. Ha ha ha.
Well, yeah, well, it definitely has positive. I mean, if it's done wrong, it can hurt. I mean, just like anything. A hammer can be used to create or destroy.
I agree.
It's on your intent and how you use the tool, you know?
I absolutely. But as far as a tribal perspective, if I can find mining a answer to our to actually help the fish, then
and not demand new budgetary outlays.
and I'm all for it.
I mean, 'cause
You know,
that's a big thing. I mean, everybody's for saving the fish, but nobody's got the money to do it.
exact. So true. So true. But to open up these mouths and create a flow so fish can actually come back into the stream is most important to me. So I believe what we're doing here is a very good thing. And
Well,
thank you,
then,
Chris.
well, I don't know. You were concerned the other day, or you had a question about trying to preserve this or lay a claim to it, as most commercial operators or miners would tend to. You know, they would say, "Oh, well, you got this great potential resource to exploit. Don't you want exclusive rights to it?" And in trying to implement the resource-based economy,
That's right.
we're trying to get everyone, anyone, the means to participate. I mean, the hardest and most difficult thing is to actually be here, and be here every day.
And
These guys we've all had our
run-ins.
difficulties, you know, and you know, we had another guy that was more knowledgeable out here trying out for the mining management position, but I mean, there's no doubt he had knowledge and stuff, but I think it was a little too hasty. He didn't really know the equipment that well, didn't really care.
And that could create problems, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, it's not recovering the gold you could have.
Right. But not to really get off the subject and end this all for the evening, but what I'm seeing is we're gonna find out how much is in this mat here in a little bit. And
let's go get code to roll it. We were doing it in a 5-gallon bucket before, but
yeah, we just need to wash it out into something correct. I believe you are right. I'm shutting this thing off. This is the great Northern California, one of the scenic bayous, the Great Klamath River. And thank you for being entertained, I hope. How do you shut this thing off? Oh,